So the level of deafness is different. If a deaf person comes and they can hear pretty good, they're probably going to communicate a whole lot better with hearing people. There are some that are profoundly deaf, and if they got a good education and had good family involvement and they had all the right things, then they're probably fine. But there are some deaf people that have been left to themselves. They come to church. They're used to being distanced from hearing people, and so they're not gonna warm up to you very well. They're gonna stay distant. They're gonna be hard. It all depends on the environment and the culture that they grew up in. In Washington, D.C., we have Gallaudet University. We have this big deaf power movement. I'm not for that at all. But I am for, we are Christians first. We are saved. We're Christians. We're not deaf or hearing first. We are Christians first. But the stuff that comes out of Washington, D.C. and Gallaudet, it's deaf power. It's a different culture. I don't want to get involved in all the arguments. I don't get in the argument, do you support this kind of signing and that kind of signing or American signs? God used all those methods to help me. I'm thankful for all of them, and I'm thankful I know sign language too. I'm not going to be involved in the debate and fight all that. Paul said in the Bible, I become all things to all men that I might win some. So when I meet a deaf person that's oral, I'm good with that. If I meet a deaf person that signs, I'm good with that. And I'm telling you all this to help you understand there is not one specific thing that is deaf culture. There's a whole lot of variety in there. There's a whole lot of variation. And it depends on family, education, social status, jobs, what country they came from, what kind of schooling. If you had no schooling, it's going to be a very different deaf person. So I'm praying that when you meet deaf people, you'll be able to see them individually for who they are. That's how Jesus was. When Jesus talked with Nicodemus in John chapter 3, Nicodemus was a Jewish man, and Jesus dealt with him according. He understood who he was. But in chapter 4, he meets a Samaritan woman. She's different from Nicodemus. Jesus talked to her on her level. And that's the way we have to be with deaf people. We have to learn to think the way they are. There's deaf and blind. There's deaf that are autistic. There's deaf that have educational issues. There's all kinds of variety there. All right. Anyway, now let's start with some signs. I want to know. I don't know if you've learned at all, but I want us to just start with the 5 parameters of a sign. This is really important. Okay, first of all, it's a handshake. You have to have the right handshake. It might be a 1, it might be a 2, it might be 3, it might be 4 fingers, it might be 5, it might be a fist, but there's a definite handshake. It's important that your handshake is clear, not garbled. Nobody can figure that out. It's got to be precise. You want to be very clear. When you learn signs, don't worry about speed. It's not important how fast you can sign. Most of the time, if your goal is to be fast, you will be sloppy. You'll be just throwing signs all over the place. Go slow. Sign right. Sign it right. Get it right. My name, John. Make it clear. Make it clear. And you ramble something out there and nobody knows what you said. We have some deaf people in America that even sign that way. And I'm deaf and I don't understand them. Right? And I'll tell them that. I'll tell them I don't understand you. I've seen deaf people get up to try and read something from the Bible and nobody has a clue what they said. It's a waste. It's a waste. Our goal is not to be fast. Our goal is to be clear. and do it right. So first of all, the right hand shape. The second thing, for example, the palm orientation. Is your palm forward? Is it back? Is it up? Is it down? Where's the palm? We call it the palm orientation. The palm orientation. The third thing, you need to learn the right location. Where does the sign go on your body? Where do you have it? Is it on the face? Is it what spot on the body? Where is the sign? And then the fourth one is the movement. The movement. How does it move? And then fifthly is what we call non-manual markers. That's the facial expression, the body language, and all that goes with it. If I say, my mom died, and I've got a smile on my face, then that's not going to come out right. Right? My mom died. You have to have the right facial expression. Jesus loves you. Nobody feels loved like that, right? They don't want to be Christian. Bye, out of here. Jesus loves you, and they feel that. They feel the sincerity of that. You have to show, if it's happy. That's really important. So let me give you some examples. E.g. example. Okay, this hand shape. If I put it this way and I go forward, yesterday. If I turn it around, now it's tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yesterday, same hand shape. Yesterday, you're on palm orientation. You're on palm orientation.
That's right. The orientation starts.
Right, the palm orientation changes.
The direction is the same. The movement is the same.
The direction's the same.
The movement is the same.
That's the same hand shape.
That's the same.
So
orientation starts.
the orientation changes. Hold on one second. He's a little lost in the Australian science stuff.
The air travels the same.
You guys have got it on that page, one of the handouts, Sandy.
Sorry?
You have what he's teaching here.
Yes.
So for handshake, the handshake, what?
Oh, there we are. I put it over there. Yeah. I was trying to... Thank you.
And for orientation, they're ready and stop.
Side. Orientation. Orientation.
Location.
Yeah.
What else? Expression.
Okay, here we go. Work and talk. You have a different hand shape. Talk. Work. Everything else is the same. The movement, the palm orientation is the same, but the hand shape changes. work,
Basic.
but your facial
I
expression,
go to work.
I went to work. Or
Okay.
today I worked and worked and worked. My goodness, that was a hard day. Worked and worked and worked. We had a talk. Or we talked and talked and talked. We really had a talk. Right? It was really long. Long talk. Bye. I gotta go. It goes on and on and on. Kind of. Going by. Till 9 o'clock. Till 10 o'clock. Talk till 11 o'clock. Sometimes deaf people don't know how to leave. Always deaf people don't know. Now, my wife married into the deaf world, and now she doesn't know how to lead.
That's it.
One more.
That's it.
What's this?
Worm.
Worm. One more. Worm. One more. Worm. The movement and the palm orientation change, and those two changes change the word. Worm.
Now, anything.
How many of you know
And B, C.
the ABCs already?
Feel a bit like
I should have taught you. Your homework.
I want you to show me. Where did Timothy go?
In the front page, have the ABC.
That's the American one. Here's the Australian one.
What's the sign Keep your hands up.
Samuel,
A.
A.
See it? I shouldn't mind.
What?
C. Here, do one more.
Doesn't matter.
B. One P and C. Just one P.
So B is sudden, B is northern.
We're looking south.
But that's southern.
Oh, B.
No. I think it's that one. Yeah.
C.
C.
I'm not that.
Are you lefty?
I'm not
Also
that.
left-handed.
I'm not that.
Are you left or
Are you
right-handed?
left-handed?
Right.
So you should
Right-handed.
Who's your dominant? What, that way? Oh, okay.
I'm the one who
Oh.
So,
No, we're left-handed. There's two.
Okay.
Now I can copy you because I When we did it.
Last time I gave them like a band-aid to put on their strong hand so they knew.
Like you with the kids, we learned with the kids down the street.
Just like normal.
Is that your phone?
What am I doing now?
Oh, that's my hand. No, it's
I
fine.
do it with my
So
Yeah.
rather than
It's mine.
leave it, it's fine.
Calling.
Yeah,
like a fire.
firewood, laying the firewood.
Yeah.
No, I was going to put that again.
Yeah, so your dominating hand's on top.
Vowels. Oh, we're the opposite way, don't we? Borrow the hand.
Oh, very sideways. No, that's not on it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll see that.
Yeah,
Face your
you're
hand
gonna start
in
with J, and you're just gonna draw J right in the palm.
A.
Do cover, try mirror.
They need to see it. Yep. H doesn't come in.
Yeah. So am I upside down or
So,
am I right?
K,
Up
K, K, K.
Am I right there? Facing you that way.
Closing your other fingers.
Are you saying you're right or left hand?
on the outside there.
That way.
I'll see.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, so your fingers down.
That's it.
So go.
Gnomes.
Thumb in.
Oh,
You can do it either way.
as long as my finger,
Oh,
pretty much as long as my finger touches the pointy finger.
What's K?
Yeah, okay.
I thought we did like this. You can do K or K. Okay, so it's alright.
As long as that
Yeah.
hook
It's
finger
got the one
touches.
right there, and three, M, that's got the three, you know, like that, and then N. So it's like, your uprights with your N, you've got two uprights with your N, you've got three more or less with your N. That's how I remember L, N,
What do we do?
L.
L.
L, L,
L. Mum.
L, just
L.
one.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, L has just got one
Yes.
line, M is a sort of three, yes.
L.
L, what?
L.
M.
N,
Close them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
N.
N is two.
that N is two.
Okay, where's up?
E. E.
So not that one.
You make the P. Are you left-handed, Nick? No, other-handed.
No, he's
Yeah,
right.
he's fine.
Oh,
You're doing it
Yes,
next.
I do.
Yeah.
This is the blind teaching the blind. The blind teaching the deaf. There you go.
And then Q.
Oh, you actually changed it because I used to do P, Q. But it's P,
Uh-huh.
Q. So you actually change. Okay, so they've got to change.
It's not my fault, though I didn't write it.
You are.
That's how we are.
I'll swap it. I'll
So
swap
that's
it.
As
Couple
long
of them
as
we
the
learn
hook
back to
finger,
front.
that's the hand shape.
This is
Couple
so
of
crazy.
touches your
This
palm.
is our X and how this is R. I froze me up.
No, you wouldn't go like
That's
that.
just like this.
That's like a back to front R. It's like a back to front R. S.
S.
S. See, because it's a squiggly one. S is squiggly. Yes.
T.
T.
It's on the palm.
Yeah.
I think you can do either.
Okay, because I learned that way, so.
Most young deaf people sign T. Older sign.
Older people, T.
I'm old this way.
What? This is older.
Well, I am.
It's the same for
Oh, pinky.
The last now.
you.
Last vowel.
B, I, O.
V is like that.
B, so B. W is a W.
W.
W, I'm doing M.
W, X.
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 That's the simplest one.
Am I got my fingers the wrong way around? Have I?
Yes.
So you dominate your hands on top.
Oh, yeah. I've done it like that since I was about 8. Sorry.
Why? We're up to what?
Why?
Y.
We've done Y.
What is it?
Now we're up to Z.
Z. Now, come on, Nick. Our Z.
Can you skip that?
Our Z was that.
Good hope.
Our Z was that.
Maybe from a different area?
New Zealand. We think it's New Zealand.
Oh,
What
What is?
is my name?
All those.
And John.
Huh? You have just a name.
Yeah, do I have to do it in the shortened version?
That's a short
D.
You're wrong. No. You just did E instead of I, but that's all.
Sorry, Melanie.
So you want one?
What's your mum's name?
Yeah, keep going. S-O-N. You could do that.
What? Say my name. Okay. My name.
Nick.
Oh.
N-I-C-K.
Oh, sorry.
What's that?
Sorry.
What's her name?
My name. You have to spell
Mine.
mine. No, mine.
What's her name?
Oh, your
My name.
name. T-R-I-C-I-A.
Yeah.
Sandra.
A-N-D.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's the left-handed was different.
Right.
Hey.
Alright. I met Sharon in 2018, I think it was, when you came to the Solomon Islands. For the Everybody always thinks my name. When I tell you to pick somebody else's name, that's a little bit of a friendly.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody else's. What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Nice,
What
nice.
church do you go to?
What church do you go
What
to?
church you go to?
Wesburn.
Baptist.
I said, right town.
What's the name of your town?
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh, you right town, man.
What's your town's name?
My turn.
Yes, there's an
Okay, is that right?
Was it right?
Yes,
You
yeah.
spelled right?
So
What is it, Mel?
Oh, yeah. Millbrook.
Melrose?
Millbrook. Just up the road from Wesburn.
Oh,
Oh, I think we drove through that.
Yeah, if you blink you miss it. You would have seen it's got the middle.
What's the name of the country that you live in?
No
Well, why do I gonna have to do the long one?
Oh, I think he knows it.
I have a clue. Wait, how do I do that one?
There's two R's.
You.
Yeah.
You want the squiggly one for the X's.
Uh-huh.
T, if you're old. T if you're young.
Sorry. Where's all?
Sorry, you did sign.
Okay.
I don't know, I can't remember.
A's, A's,
Oh,
A's,
it's
A.
Oh, same difference.
No, it won't.
L. I. F.
What's his name? Captain? Timothy.
What's the name of the
Oh,
country?
T, P, E,
How can I do that?
because you're young.
It's got nothing to do with it.
Oh, wrong way round again.
Yeah, the left hand has the pointers on, doesn't it?
What's his
D,
name?
E, E, and D. You're kidding.
H.
Oh,
Missed it.
H.
H.
J-O-H.
Let me see if I can help you a little bit with this two-handed thing and which hand you should be using. Your non-dominant hand is the foundation of your signs, and your dominant hand does most of the movement. And so for the spelling, most of the time, if you're a right-handed signer, your left hand is just going to be here, and all the motion takes place with the right hand. If it's the other way around, if you are left-handed, your right hand is going to be more stationary, and your left hand is going to do all the work. And if you get started practicing, you're going to find that feels much more natural to you because you're already used to doing most of the work with your dominant hand. And yeah, the same way with signs. When we get past the alphabet, the signs the same way. Your non-dominant hand doesn't move as much. It's just the placement of where things happen. And sometimes both hands make the same movement. Like if you sign restaurant, they're going to work in tandem. But if it's right, the left hand's not going to do anything. My right hand's going to make all my movement. The dominant hand, your strong hand, and the weaker hand is the foundation. Does that help? What's the name of it? Where are you from? Yeah, USA. United States of America. What's her name?
Alice Mom? Oh. Okay. R-O-L. Carol. You just had his mom.
This is Anna's mom.
I've been Anna's mom for a long time.
Your whole life.
Not that old.
Our team was planning to come to Australia, and Emma said my mom would find a way to come, and we said absolutely she can come. And so we're really thrilled to have her with us. She's such a blessing to our team. And she does most of the dishes. It's really important. Clarity. When you work on your signs, work on them being clear. Don't worry about how fast you can be. Don't go too fast. Practice doing it right. A, B, C, D, clear. When I spell books of the Bible, John chapter 3, everywhere I go, when I'm spelling, I spell really slow. Sometimes people want to spell really fast. What point is there to being so fast that nobody can see what it is you said? Spell slowly. What's important is that they get it, that they know it. If they know what book of the Bible it is or where it is. And look in the mirror. Take a look in the mirror. Is it clear looking at myself? And not to be critical of deaf people, but there are some deaf people that they just really don't know Auslan well. They don't know why. You ask them a sign and they give you something and it might not be right. They haven't been taught their own language. They didn't go to a school where they were taught how to sign correctly. And so they might show you a sign that's wrong and you learn that. So sometimes you have to spend time talking with the deaf and look for those deaf that have good understanding to learn from and deaf that have the right signs. In America, there's deaf people that go to an interpreter and say, you signed this wrong, and they don't really know. They don't really know. They may even know wrong signs themselves. So that can happen. What's your sign, never? Some deaf never learned formally. They just acquired sign language as they went along, and they don't have a good idea, and some of their signs are not actually correct.
Yeah. Have any questions?
If you have any questions, ask around about who's qualified, who understands the language. I think I've got you already past 8:30, and so we will see you next week. The best way for you to really grasp sign language is talk with deaf people. Talk with the deaf. Talk with the deaf. Talk with the deaf. Be patient. Be very patient and talk with the deaf. In your church, you've got 2 or 3 deaf and you have an opportunity. Maybe there's a deaf event in the community. Go to that. Talk with deaf people. Try. That's the best way to learn. That's how I learned. That's how I learned. I went to camp. And I said, can you help me? No, go talk with the deaf on your own. I said, I don't understand them. And they said, look, we'll show you what to do. Come here. My name is John. Nice to meet you here at camp. Okay. What's your name? That's what you need to know. That's how I started. I go to deaf people. And I say, hi, my name is John. Nice to meet you at camp. What's your name? And they miss the whole thing. And off they'd go. Right? But some deaf took the time. And they'd say, my name is B-O-B. Bob. Oh, okay, Bob, B-O-B. And I'm happy to see you. Where are you from? And I like those people. They would be my friends. And so I learned by just going and trying to have those conversations with the deaf. And that's the best way. Thank you for coming. My goal is that learning sign. My goal is that you would learn to sign so that you can meet people and that you can give them the gospel. That's my number one goal. Deaf people need to hear the gospel. And how are they going to get it? How can they hear without us to tell them? There's other things we can learn, but my number one goal, my prayer is that God will help you learn enough signs that when you see deaf people, you can let them know. Don't tell them to call John in America. That you can meet them, you can talk with them, you can introduce yourself, you can invite them to church with you. You can get them there, at least that much. And I want you to pray. I want you to pray that God will use what's your son use you. Use you. All right? Timothy, how was the visit?